I don't want to be the one to propose a second time after the first proposal was rejected. 28M. Recently proposed to my girlfriend, 30F. I did it at home, as she has said that she wouldn't want a public proposal. I tried to make it feel special. I made an elaborate meal from scratch, and afterwards I popped the question. Long story short, her answer was that she loves me and wants to marry me someday, but isn't ready to take the step to be engaged. I said that we could wait a while before actually getting married, but she still didn't want to become engaged. First and foremost, I want to say I respect that. I have no issue with her not being ready, and although I was disappointed, I am not upset with her about it. However, a few days later she offhandedly mentioned something about me proposing again in the future. I told her that I thought she should propose. In essence, my point was that I had already asked. She knows I'm ready. My cards are on the table. Also, I already planned and executed a proposal. I put a lot of work into it to make it sentimental, and I don't feel like I should have to recreate that moment. She disagrees, and seems to feel like I'm punishing her. This is putting a lot of strain on us, and I'm not sure how to bridge this impasse. Any advice? Your suggestion seems to be the most sensible, rational way of doing it. She said she's not ready yet. You're cool with that? The ball is now in her court to decide when she is ready, and propose to you. It's 2021. Archaic traditions can get in the bin. Honestly, I think your suggestion is pretty fair. It's not a punishment, it's a compromise. If she can't work with compromises, then you probably shouldn't marry her in the first place. If someone rejected my marriage proposal, I wouldn't ask them again, period. Maybe it's prideful, but I'd feel too embarrassed. I'd say a future proposal isn't necessary. When she's ready, she can just say so. You shouldn't have to propose again, in my opinion. I also suggest discussing if both partners are ready for marriage before proposing to avoid situations like this in the future. Man, what the fuck? She says no and you respect that, and a few days later she's mad at you for not asking again. What? She wasn't ready, and you understood. That's great. You respected her decision. She should now understand that you remain ready and will wait for her to make the move the relationship forward. That is no punishment at all. Don't feel bad, Op. She's being a bit ridiculous with her request for a second proposal. Tell her to let you know when she's ready to be engaged and you'll propose again. Frame it that it's not punishing her. It's respecting her decision and not trying to push her or pressure her into something she's not ready for. Your cards are on the table. Whether she likes it or not, that puts the ball in her court and any other unrelated metaphors you want to string on after that. We decided when to get engaged and picked a weekend for it to happen, and he pulled it together as a surprise. But basically he knew I would say yes since we picked the location and date together. If she wants the proposal, then she can align with you on the date, if not the entire event. It seems weird that she expects you to just propose without giving you more information about when she's going to be ready. My boyfriend proposed to me and I told him I wasn't ready. He told me he wants me to propose when I'm ready. After a year I did. It was romantic AF. We went and bought a ring together and found a nice spot to take OMG we are engaged photos. It's her turn to propose. I agree with you to a point. You have already proposed. She said not yet. I don't think it's necessary to ask her to propose to you next time. Just to say yes to your already given proposal, when she feels she wants to. How long have you two been together? You are correct and your suggestion is perfectly reasonable. When she's ready to be engaged, she can let you know and you can give her the ring, no second proposal. In my opinion, this is a very bad sign for your relationship. If not now, after 4 years, when? And why isn't she ready to take that step? At your ages, you should know by now if you truly want to be married or not. It's not like you are teens or even early 20s. What else is she holding out for? It sounds like she doesn't really want to marry you at all. Maybe she has been killing time, or waiting for the inspiration to want to marry you. Honestly, if it hasn't hit her by now, it seems unlikely to in the future. So, I suggest getting to the bottom of her lack of interest in getting married at this point in your relationship. Why isn't she ready and what does she want to change so she'll be ready? Just make sure she's not wasting your time. I agree with you that her turn is next. But I don't understand how you propose to someone not knowing what the answer will be. The concept of getting engaged should be discussed to make sure everyone is on the same page. My wife literally told me, "I want to be your wife," in the months before I proposed. I honestly can't believe you stayed in this relationship after she said no the first time to begin with. Now she wants you to do it again. Seems like a power move. Toxic. So she wants the autonomy and agency of being able to say no, but then wants you to take the dominant role later when it suits her. Sorry. Refuse to play the "you have to be a mind reader and just know what I want, and when I want it" game. Firstly, you should have got to know what she would have replied to your proposal right when you guys were discussing it. The only surprising thing about a proposal should be the when, where. You should already know the answer beforehand. If she led you on to believe she'd say yes but didn't, then it's completely on her. Secondly, yep, you're completely in the right to think that way. The ball is in her court to make a move. It's 2021. I have too much pride to propose a second time. It's her turn. No way. Let her propose when she won't say no. You proposed because you were ready. Since she isn't ready, she rejected. Fine and all right. Now she already knows you are ready. So let her propose when she is ready. She is being weird. This isn't punishment for anything at all. This is just letting her know she can do it whenever she feels ready. Let her be the one to propose. There is no reason to propose twice to her in this situation. If my proposal were rejected, I'd be packing my bags. It sucks that she's not that into you, but come on, what are you expecting to happen here? She's just going to wake up one day and be in love with you. Don't wait for her to propose. Bail. Find someone who'll say yes. When she said that, I would have said, right. You get one. Next one is on you. Less than wink. If she cops an attitude after that, tell her she should be happy. How low pressure can you get? She doesn't have to worry about another proposal before she is ready, and she already knows your answer. Give her your ring size and tell her you like tungsten carbide. I think that men's feelings can be a bit underappreciated when I hear about situations like this, and this fact can just be taken for granted. At which point can there be sympathy for what's being expected of you? Exactly. My brother-in-law asked my sister. She said no. They broke up, months went by, and then they got back together. I asked my brother-in-law what he was going to do, and he said, "I've laid my piece. She knows what I want, and when she wants that too, she'll ask." Lo and behold, not a month later, my sister asked my brother-in-law to marry her. And now they're married. You are completely in the right to expect her to ask. The fact that she doesn't want to, only expects you to, is a red flag in the future of how she will handle things she deems the male responsibility. Sounds like she's a bridezilla in waiting with those expectations. You did your bit. She said no. Move on. She could have agreed and asked to wait until she met her objective, but did not propose such a reasonable agreement. Is it possible she thinks she fucked up saying no? Dude, drop that woman. Think what "not ready" means. Translation from woman speak. I'm gonna try and find a better option to marry. But if not, I'll let you wife me up. Rejecting a proposal is a major disrespect. You're just so caught up in what she says. Look at what she does. All the best to you. She is the worst. I hope she makes it up to you. Let's me get this straight. She is 30 and she said no. WTF. There is something not right here. I can see red flags all over this one. Be careful, son. Look for a landmines. One will blow up sooner or later. There is the proposal. If she doesn't want to do it, either she can accept the existing one. Honestly, if my boyfriend proposed to me and I had to tell him that I wasn't ready yet, for whatever reason, I would be pretty excited to surprise him someday in the future with a big yes once I'm actually ready. This way he made a big effort to propose to me, and I get to make an effort to say yes to him. I wouldn't want or expect a second proposal from him, and at the same time, I wouldn't want to have to propose myself either. Just one proposal and one big fat yes. Proposals shouldn't actually be a surprise. Maybe you should propose, or she should, after you have discussed and agreed you are both ready for that next step. You tried to make it special. That thing is gone as far as I'm concerned. I have to think about a couple I know. They discussed being married, slept over it, and discussed it the day after again. Then they were engaged and are the happiest couple I know. It does not take these huge gestures to have a healthy relationship. At the risk of catching a significant amount of heat for this. She rejected you. Use both hands to reach down and find a spine, some self-respect, and end it. You have been together how long? 4 years. If you live in the United States, depending on the state, you might already be common law married depending on how long you have been playing house. Honestly, she cannot have it both ways. It may be prudent to check your life goals. Maybe she's shifting the goalposts to avoid having to face that you want different things. Instead of being honest that she doesn't want the last name gig, she is dragging the chain, so by default she gets what she wants cause you love her, and the more she procrastinated the more time she has to either try feel that way or make you decide to live her way without addressing the elephant in the room that she doesn't want marriage or kids now or maybe ever. Nope. She doesn't want to marry you, but she also doesn't want to lose you. She rejected you. People can be engaged for years. I'd take that as a sign to move on personally. You are handling it quite well. 1. 30 years old 2. Says she's not ready for commitment after 4 years 3. Wants you to propose again. Huge commitment red flag here. If you were my brother, I'd tell you that I think she's waiting for a better offer but will settle once she gets to a certain age. You have 2 choices. 1. Leave now. 2. Wait for her to propose to you. Best of luck. Why didn't you talk about marriage before proposing? She cheating or looking for the door? Show her this post. That's my advice. She'll see that maybe she's the one who needs to propose to you once she's ready. You've done your job. You've expressed the desire to marry her. Now it's her turn. Also, she needs to know how much that hurt your feelings. Rejection hurts. After 4 years together, why isn't she ready? And what if she's never ready? Are you willing to wait another 4 years? Do you have kids? If not, do you want them? Does she? All things to think about. A friend of mine proposed to his girlfriend and was rejected. It ultimately led to the breakdown of their relationship and they split. Putting yourself out there for a proposal is hard, and taking rejection from the person you feel ready to spend the rest of your life with is even harder. You have been very respectful of her feelings and completely understanding. It is unfair for her to expect you to put yourself in that position again when only she will know when she is ready. A new girlfriend. She seems high maintenance. Maybe you are spoiling her. Operating under the generous assumption that you guys don't have any other major issues to hash out. Is it not a fair compromise that she just eventually tells you, with no ambiguity, when she's ready? And you then propose? Or you could do something unconventional entirely, and rather than either of you propose, just go on a celebratory holiday together or something that's still special and memorable, but doesn't put the burden of proposing on either of you. She needed time to get the guys she cheating on you with in order. Seriously, she is a creep. She's 30 years old. Abs, she's saying men younger than her. Red flag right there. And on top of that, 4 years and she's not ready. Yeah, she's ready for a lot of other dick, I bet. No public proposal. Dude, that doesn't mean propose in the damn house. Just don't do it in a restaurant or in front of people. I think your suggestion is reasonable, but I think this isn't even the issue here. If she really does want to marry you one day, I don't see why she wouldn't be ready to be engaged for as long as she needs. I can't see it ever happening, dude. Literally wasn't your responsibility at first anyways. Proposing is something that you do when you see a future together and feel ready to take that leap. You saw it first, so you went for it. You've made it known how you feel. It's in her now. It's 2021. She sounds dumb for thinking it's your responsibility, honestly. It's like me saying, pink for girls and blue for boys. I think you have to get real with her and just tell her exactly what you're feeling. This carrot. It's not about logical or illogical. It's about telling her, hey, I'm ready for you, but it's not right for you to leave me in the dark for the next 10 months. When you do determine you're ready, ask her if she wants you to guess when she's ready. She might see how silly that sounds. All the best to you too. TBH, that's a red flag. I'd reevaluate why she's not ready. Are you guys financially stable and where you want to be in life? If not, I could see why she might be hesitant, but I think she at least owes you a proposal, or if you were to propose again, I'd notion that something intricate may be unnecessary. This seems like a perfect time to discuss your differences in order to work together for a solution. You're going to have to do this a lot throughout your marriage. Hopefully, you both can compromise and find some sort of middle ground. Is she going to be a traditional stay-at-home mother, or does she only use traditional gender roles when it benefits her? Don't tell her to propose, just inform her that you won't. Then you should think about at what time you're going for a new relationship, if she keeps not proposing.